Population growth in southwest Sydney is amongst the biggest in New South Wales, but we're still represented by the same bloated councils. Should they be split up?
Well, look, the Libertarian Party absolutely believes in small councils. Now, it was the stupid Liberals, once again under Mike Baird, that came up with this grand idea to amalgamate councils. Now, what's that result? And they said, oh, we'll amalgamate councils because if we've got two little councils, a lot of duplicate costs. Let's put them into one big council and it'll be efficient. It'll be efficient. Okay, now, what's happened is it's created empires. Some of these general managers, which is like the CEOs of the council, they're getting paid enormous money. And then they've got all their climate projects and their Indigenous projects and all the garbage. So it's just created a really big bureaucracy. If you have a small council, it's much more responsive to the needs of the people. It's a lot more nimble, and there's a lot less empires and massive salaries and wastes. So we always believe as libertarians that government should be, the best government is the government that's closest to the people. When you have a remote government, then it can become a tyranny. And the best, I read this many, many years ago with Milton Friedman, who's one of the great libertarians. He wrote a terrific little book called Capitalism and Freedom. And in the introduction to that, he spells out this principle. He says, look, you want government closer to the people because if a mistake is made, it's easier to fix in a small government compared to if a big government makes a mistake, it's like turning around a big ocean line. It's very, very difficult. But a small government can react much quicker. So yes, we believe that there should be, basically one council per postcode, or even less. Small little councils are better.
Yep, and then you've got people and then you've got people in right-wing conservative politics saying that, we should abolish councils, and they don't know what they're talking about. I hear that all the time.
No. When people want to say they want to abolish the government, we say, yeah, we do too. Let's start with the federal government.
Exactly.
Then we'll abolish the state government. Then we'll bring it down to the local government area, and then over a while, then we'll have Rob Cribb. He'll even abolish the local governments. The libertarian movement around the world is unbelievably inspired by what is happening in Argentina with President Milei. He massively just got the government off the people's backs in every field. And now poverty did spike up a little bit for about 6 months, because if you're going to cut out a lot of government services, some people, a lot of public servants got sacked. But then foreign investment started flooding in, and entrepreneurs started having confidence and starting businesses and expanding businesses and putting on more staff. And there's a real uptick in enthusiasm and activity. And now every single economic indicator, is off the charts in Argentina. I saw a poll out recently in Argentina. They're saying about 75% of people, they were asked, do you prefer more libertarianism or back to socialism? 75% of them said, no, we like this libertarianism. So it's very encouraging. One of the Greens a few months ago proposed this big, massive pro-abortion bill. Now, we've already got in this country the most radical pro-abortion laws. People are shocked to know, look, I reckon most people out in this pub, a majority of them would say, yeah, I don't think abortion should be a crime. They don't know the details. If they knew the details, that, it's now legal in every state, particularly in New South Wales. If you're about to give naturally birth to a baby 1 week before it's born, 1 day before it's born, 1 minute before it's born, and you said, no, I don't want it anymore, you can kill the baby. And it's not a crime. Now, you don't have to be a pro-life person to think that's pretty vile. But the Greens come up with this big bill with all this radical stuff, basically saying every health practitioner in New South Wales, whether it's a private hospital, it might be run by the Catholic Church, might be run by the Anglican Church, every hospital, and you might be out in a little tiny little town, every health care centre in New South Wales has to have abortion services. We want to reverse this culture against life. We don't want little baby girls killed because they are a girl. So in October this year, we're going to be proposing this bill saying that's a crime. You can't do it anymore. Now, we're not going to make it a crime against the mother. We're going to make it a crime against the doctor. And I can't wait to hear, because all the people that love abortion are also mad radical feminazis. So I'm very keen to hear what their justification will be. Their justification will be why we shouldn't have this law is that it's not happening. Well, it is happening.